Welcome to the Phil Taylor Jones Show. We're happy to have you with us. Come on along and join us on this journey as we look further into our crazy government and what old bastard is capable of doing. This show is sort of an idea of a friend of the show and a supporter and a true patriot, Liz. And that's why we're doing this. We're going to look into two things today. We're going to look into the possibility of old bastard implementing martial law to disrupt elections and to keep himself in there for yet another term. And we're also going to be looking at this ever increasing and ever maddening situation with these refugees from several countries in the Middle East and Africa. And find out whether this is really a humanitarian effort or is this just a, overblown scheme to get ISIS and Al-Qaeda into this country in even more record numbers. Well, first let's talk about this martial law thing. Now, as we look at old bastard and what he's done over the past soon to be 8 years, constitutionally we know that he has no respect for that written document because he has either ignored or totally gone against a greater part of it. This guy has shown that he's capable of doing anything. Nothing surprises me when it comes to old bastard. While everybody's looking at the Pope and what the Pope is doing over here, he's busy releasing Saudi Arabian terrorists from Gitmo. This guy will do anything to further his own sadistic cause. And we have been witness to that ever since he's taken office. If you look at this Iran deal, which is a sweetheart, golden deal, in which Iran gets everything, money, fleets of planes, just carte blanche to make anything that they want to make without anybody putting them to scrutiny, and the ultimate making that bomb to blow our butts off. He brokered that, him and John Scary and Slithery Clinton. So we know that this guy is capable of anything. And just to backtrack on that Iran thing, I believe they already do have bombs. I think they've got them so well hidden that these idiots in the United States, the CIA and everything, they don't even have a clue. But I believe they have a bomb. And look at North Korea. They've got a bomb. And I wouldn't be too surprised if old bastard wasn't playing footsie with that bad hair wearing thing that's supposed to be a leader over there. So we know he'll do anything. So back to the initial question. And again, before we delve into this further, we always, enjoy and welcome your comments. But on this show, we really would like for you to chime in and tell us what you think. What do you think would happen if he were to do this? Now, back to the initial thing. Can he implement martial law? Yes, he can, and I'm sure he would, because of the nut that he is. He's a megalomaniac, insaniac. So yeah, I believe he would do it. Now, the other bullet is, would it be effective? And here's where it breaks down. And I looked up a little extra information here. Could he implement martial law? Of course he could. But it would be logistically impossible. Why? Because there are not enough troops in the USA to implement martial law all over the country. And then it goes in further. I'm not going to take up too much time with this, but I'm going to go into these 3 bullets under the subtitle, why? Well, because 100% of the military would not go along with old bastard's illegal declaration. There would be a mutiny in the military. About 70% would take their arms and munition and join American citizens, creating huge holes in the logistical supply chains for the remaining enforcers. If you look at the military now, some of the things that he wants to implement, they're against it because, one, they know that he has no respect for them. He doesn't support them. And why should they support him in his insanity? So, yeah, that first bullet would be a big one. The second one would be the people. Yes, us, the patriots. would also be against them. So there would be limited safe havens for the enforcers, and they would have to move in large convoys, reducing their tactical ability to control large sections or land. This is a big rock we live on, and he would have to have much more military power that's on his side, that's loyal to him, to implement this thing with any degree of, shall we say, success. Third, and this is the most important, folks, the Patriots. We have guns, lots of them, and we would return fire. And they know this. So, yeah, he can implement it, but whether or not it would be successful is another story. So now, just think about, you're out there hoping for your candidate, whoever that may be, and you're all ready to go into the ballot box, and punch that dot or pull that lever, however it is they want you to vote. And all of a sudden, you're told to stop because old bastard has declared martial law, and you're no further able to vote, that he remains in power, therefore increasing and prolonging the nightmare of the rule of old bastard. What if that were to happen? What would you think? What would you do? Chime in on that one. We welcome your comments. Now let's get to the second part. There are so many facets to this refugee thing. They want to put the children up front and exploit them. Yesterday I saw crying babies, and this 16-year-old girl was in a wheelchair, and she, they chronicled her pilgrimage to her brother that was in Germany, I believe, and she is a victim of cerebral palsy, and they just point this up. It's such a humanitarian thing. And I don't want to give the impression that I've got a heart of stone. I try to be a very caring person. I just don't like to be rooked, that's all. And to me, if you are a person in need, you don't come in to a host person being haughty, boisterous, aggressive, belligerent, with attitude. You come in humble. You come in thankful. You come in grateful, because you know for a matter of fact, that these people did not have to take you in. They could have shut the door in your face. Now, am I saying that every one of these people from Syria and other countries that are facing hardship are coming in being real jackasses? No, I'm not saying that. Number one, I'm not there, so I can't make that call. The only thing I can do is take what I see on telly or through the internet or through the newspapers and process it accordingly. Now, number one, these people are from war-torn countries. So they're seeing violence, they're experiencing violence, they're witnessing violence, they're enshrouded in violence each and every day that they remain in that country. Is that a good thing for one's psyche? No, it's not. To go through this crap day after day after day after day. It's not a good thing. Number two, are they capable of the same violence that they've been witnessing? Yes. Because I know in the Middle East, and I would imagine parts of Africa too, since fighting is all they've ever known, that's what they've embraced. And in some like manner, they may be those that want to settle their problems by way of violence because they know no other way. Number three, you throw in the terrorist factor, Muslim/Islam extremists, and we know what they're capable of. Chopping your head off at a glance, blowing your brains out at a whim because it's their rite of passage. And we also know how they feel about Westerners, American people. Death to Americans, death to the Satanists. Praise be to Allah to go over and kill Americans. So now this humanitarian thing begins to wane a little. Are we letting in people that actually need our help and would be appreciative of our help? Or are we letting in those people plus the belligerent ones plus the extremists that will blow our heads off as quick as say good morning to us? Well, I'm a gambling man. I play lottery. I've been to Vegas more than a few occasions. But while I like to gamble, I don't like to gamble. And this is a tremendous gamble that is facing us. It's coming our way because Oh Bastard and John Scary have made it so. 100,000. Rumored 150,000. That's too much of a gamble for me because we don't know what we're getting. Now, as you look at these flotillas that come up, I believe it was on the shore of Italy, they were throwing all kinds of gunk in the water, inner tubes and trash, and you name it, it was going in the water. Then on the shore where the flotillas landed, you could just see a mountain of garbage spread out about, I guess about 30, 40, 50 feet along the shoreline. I mean, it's disgusting. If you look at the European contingent over in Germany and in France and Croatia and places like that, they now don't know what to do with them. They're shuttling off, you take them, no, you take them, we don't want them, we don't either. They're all over there scratching their heads and their butts and everything else because they know they've made a major faux pas here. It's too many, too fast. And I don't care how rich your country is or rich as it's supposed to be, you can't just pull money out of a hat for some goofy cause. These people are not of your lifestyle. They're not of your frame of mind. If you want to play the religion thing, they're not of your religion, especially if you're a Christian. And the vast majority of them are dangerous. And again, it's too much of a gamble to accept 100,000 people in your nation that are capable of horrific violence. And for you bleeding hearts out there, when you want to think of taking somebody in that could potentially kill you, just look at New York and the empty space that used to be the Twin Towers. One building now stands, in tallness, way above. There are a lot of buildings within the complex there, but I'm talking about one building now stands where two magnificent buildings used to stand. And you question? Think of those people that lost their lives in the Boston Marathon. Just trying to, embrace the wonderful, historic wonderfulness of their city and state, and they get blown away because some extremist, some person who doesn't care about life wants to blow people away. And this potentially could be the same group that you're letting in here. Yeah, I'm sure there are some very needy people out there, but since we cannot identify them, it's my best guess is to let them stay where they are. How do you feel about that? And this is not really a what if, this is a certainty. They are coming here. But what if you could change it? What would you do? How would you react? We want you to chime in on that. Thank you for spending time with us. We hope that we kind of opened your eyes to things and made you think a little bit. We appreciate all your comments all the time, and like I said, chime in on this one. I'd like to thank Liz once again for bringing this idea to the Phil Taylor Jones Show. And we hope we fulfilled your, idea of what you wanted perfectly. It's the weekend, folks. It's a Friday, a frivolous Friday. And I want you to have fun this weekend and every weekend. Keep your sanity and try your very best to hang on to your joy, because that's about the only thing we have nowadays. We'll see you right here on the Phil Taylor Jones Show next time. Bye-bye.